Hello, Expandacraft fans. It's Wesley behind the camera this time only. I'm going to show you this, which was a prototype of mine that I put together actually quite some years ago. And I've never offered this as a kit for good reason. I didn't want it to become popular. Why? Because it was just bow parts with no center section. That's right. I purposely did not, until now, start advertising a bow-to-bow connection, even though the bow connection is what I made this for. That joinery right there allows a bow to connect to itself, which also allows the center part to connect to itself. These hull parts individually can go up and down. I'll try to do this with my toe, is so that when this boat is going through the waves, that the bracing happens and you get the stability, but the bow of the outer hull doesn't dig into the wave. It actually rides up and over individually. So the left one can be going up while the right one's going down, and it maintains a flat plane, if you will, over the waves independently. That has a lot of advantages. I wish I had an in-water thing showing it, and maybe soon I'll do that. But the reason that I didn't show this before is for stock reasons. If I sell too many bow parts alone, then I'd end up with a trailer full of center parts without bows to go with them. And so it was just an issue of not having enough space for more bows than stern parts, than center parts. But nowadays, I can sell them this way. Yeah, I will sell this whole thing used. I'll come up with a price and put it in the information there. That plastic SUP is extraordinarily heavy. It's also extraordinarily heavy duty, so you could run it up on the rocks and this whatever. You wouldn't worry about putting a hole in it, but it's no lightweight. But it doesn't need to be, because this is designed to have a little motor on the back. That's what this is for, is so that you can put a motor on those spindles and steer this apparatus. Of course, I left a wide enough stance so that you could have a paddle stroke in between there, and it would paddle just like a regular paddle cat or paddle board, stand-up paddle board, just of course with a little extra weight and drag that would be caused by those pencil-thin hulls. Not a tremendous amount. I mean, it's not what you would want to go out there and actually paddle with. This is the reason that you would have this, is put a chair there, and so you could use this as a fishing boat or a stable platform for a swivel chair, so you could do photography, wildlife photography, whatever reason you might have to have a stable stand-up paddleboard instead of a canoe or kayak in the middle. And you don't have to have the 12-foot, 9-inch Expandacraft Outrigger with a center in the middle of these two bows. You can just do bow to bow, which is, I think, a little over 9 feet end to end. You know what? I haven't measured it in quite some time. So that's why I did what I did. This was a prototype, and I don't have blue in stock anymore, so this is the only blue ones you have. They're scuffed up, but they're good and tight. This, you would not want the Florida numbers. You just take those off. This was last registered in 2025. 11 of 25? Hey, it's still active. What do you know? I guess I could take this thing out. I think I will. So anyway, I guess I could come up with a price with the registration that it has. But honestly, you don't need to register the paddle board. But if you put a motor on it, anything in Florida, you have to have a registration. I don't know what it is in every single state. It's different. But here you go, folks. You've kind of been wanting to see it. Here it is. I'm starting to sell bow-to-bow sections for stabilization of kayaks and canoes and what have you. And we'll come up with a price for this kit. And I might even offer different connection points. These are connector plates, which obviously has all this extra space here that you could put lights or mount something to it GoPro bases, anything you can dream up. Expandacraft.com, of course, is the website. And as soon as I come up with a price, I will add that to the comments, or not the comments, but to the description area. And I will sell the used blue parts and that cross member as a kit separately. You don't have to buy that overweight plastic thing in the middle. But if you're local and you want to come by and test it out and you say, sure, you want that, well, then I'll give you a really good price on that heavy thing. I don't know, $100. We'll see. That's it. Expandacraft.com.